Hello, and what you're looking at is what you're hearing, I should say, is the PSS 360 Yamaha 2-op FM synth. I'm not a big fan of particularly FM synths. I grew up with the Adlib sound card, and for those of you who are unfortunate enough to remember having one of them, they were pretty awful in the gaming world, and it's the same chip that was in the old Adlib card that was in this. Now, I picked this up, I'll go back here, start again, we get to go with rules of engagement. So this is my retro review series where I try to pick up pieces of equipment, cheap, around the place. Rules are, it's got to be under $200, should have MIDI, this one doesn't, and no home keyboard, and this one is a home keyboard. It's one of the few pieces of equipment I have working around at the moment, so I thought I'd do a quick video on it. Look, it's kind of funky for some basic usage. Let's go through and have a quick look. This is just going to be me explaining some bits and pieces. I'll just pick up the keyboard and move it around a little bit so you can see. Yes, stand speaker at the end, set volume controls, auto bass chord, drums, and so forth. And I'll get to the funky part about this particular keyboard in a second. Really good for modding. The circuit board on it is actually a one-sided circuit board. It's that old all-through hole, so you could quite happily fix it, which is actually what I ended up having to do. I've had to replace a couple of capacitors just because it was producing no sound, and I wanted to see what I could do with it and get some practice. Okay, so you've got some basic water chord stuff. So if you actually put this onto, you got to run the drum machine. So if I half the time I prefer to actually, not have the rhythm, so I can actually turn the rhythm volume down. But if you listen really closely, it actually bleeds through the channel. So when you have it off, it doesn't actually have it off. I mean, this is a cheap and nasty keyboard by all the stretch. You get your basic sounds. Hang on, turn off that. Which you could quite happily sample and play around with, or throw a some effects pedals, some guitar effects pedals, and get some really cool stuff out of. The best part of the synth is, and I'm going to just move the camera. Yes, let's just sort of horrendous sound. I'll move this down here. Is this section here, which is the digital synthesizer section, which has got a bunch of sliders, and you can play around with that, and you can actually hear some interesting sounds. So if I turn that on, right, you can actually get some quite cool sounds out of it. Yes, that is unaffected. Doesn't sound good down the high end, but and you can just have a bit of fiddle with that, and that can actually produce some really, really cool stuff, which is why I'm liking it. So I picked this up as a bundle with something else at the time, and that's why I'm reviewing it, because it's here. Not normally something I would pick up just because. And if I was into modding, I'd probably mod it to hell, or circuit bending, I should say, and that's something that I would probably look at doing down the track, unless someone else particularly wants it. Inputs, land of the basic, power, headphones, and not a jack, but RCA that buzzes, which is more and more my equipment. Yeah, look, it's not fitting on the desk anymore. It's not something you'd go and buy. If you see it cheap, go pick it up. Maybe go sample it, pick up some bits and pieces. There's so much good FM stuff around these days. I mean, you could do the Volca FM, which is probably a lot better. A lot better. It's a 4-op. This is a 2-op. Anyway, I'm gonna have a bit of a play with the digital synthesizer, produce some sounds at the back of it, and talk to you next time. Okay. Bye. Bye.